Hey there, guys. So what you're looking at in front of you is the hottest new investment in 2025, and that is DDR5 memory. That's right. If you've been paying attention at all to the computer market, you might have seen that RAM prices have exploded. Over the last month alone, we've seen such a huge increase in price that you're probably seeing articles all over your feed talking about how DDR5 memory is now more expensive than a PlayStation 5. And while that's a bit of an exaggeration, it's not technically untrue. You will see some DDR5 RAM listings that are getting up there almost to PS5 levels of prices, and on some sites it is higher than a PS5. But it doesn't help that, the PlayStation 5 has also kind of been going up in price. Really, it just seems like everything in the computer market has just been going up and up and up in price. But boy, if you for some reason were one of those guys on Reddit that got a bunch of DDR5 memory sent to your house, I really hope you did not flip those on Facebook Marketplace like years ago, because if they had just kept those in their closets, they're looking at a very nice down payment on a house. They're looking at their car getting paid off. I mean, some people are acting almost as if this is like gold when it was increasing in value all throughout this year. The next big flex in the computer industry is going to be showing off your DDR5 memory because it's just so expensive. If you right now have a computer, for the love of God, run everything at the stock settings, okay? If you overclocked anything, especially if you overclocked your RAM or anything like that, maybe bring it down to just the XMP setting, nothing ridiculous or anything like that, because the last thing you want is for your memory kit to just suddenly die, because good luck trying to replace anything. And well, what does that mean for the computer market and specifically the mini PC side of things, since that's really my main focus? Well, a lot of my most recent recommendations have been for systems that essentially come with single channel memory by default, because they are just such a good value, and all you would really need is a upgrade and boom, you are now at another tier of performance. But things have dramatically changed. Particularly over the last month, RAM has just disappeared everywhere. The last kit of memory that I bought was sometime around September, and back then there was still availability for a lot of memory. Prices had started to go up already, but it wasn't to the point where we're in the doomsday scenario right now. But because of that, now it's a lot tougher to really recommend those single channel memory systems unless you know what you're going into, because you don't need 32 gigabytes of RAM if you don't care about the iGPU most of the time, and if you are working with programs that are not going to overwhelm 16 gigabytes. So if you want one of these systems to be a day-to-day computer, or you just want to be able to do some light gaming, you don't really need to go all out with the RAM. Pretty much any system out there with 16 gigabytes is still going to be more than powerful enough for the vast majority of indie titles out there. There are occasionally indie titles that are demanding, engines like Unity and stuff like that can run very simple games, but they're also designed to work with very heavy games. So it really just depends on the style of games that you like to play. But I would say in general, the 32 gigabytes of RAM upgrade is not necessary unless you are really going to be pushing that iGPU. And even then, it just depends. I mean, if you're going to be playing Mega Bonk, you can play a game like that with the single channel memory and it's still going to be a great experience. But if you were looking to play something like Counter-Strike, then yeah, you are going to need that upgrade. And I think that at the price right now in the market, that systems that have 16 gigabytes and 32 gigabytes of RAM, the price difference between the two is just not big enough to make going with 16 gigabytes worthwhile. I mean, let's take a look at the GMK Tech M7 here. The 32 gigabyte version is $390, and that comes with a 512 gigabyte SSD. The 16 gigabyte version of this system with the same SSD configuration is $370. So $20 gets you twice the memory, and that kit alone, the memory kit alone in this, is worth about $160. So there's no reason to really go with a 16 gigabyte unit, even if you don't feel like you're going to overwhelm 16 gigabytes. With the current market right now, why not just spend the extra $20 in case you will ever need it? If we were talking about like an $80 difference, I'd say, yeah, no, just save your $80. You can put that into something else. You can get, yourself a second SSD to put into that. That would pretty much cover the cost of an Oculink dock. Really, there's other things that you can do there, but I mean, with $20, there's nothing else you could upgrade this system with for $20 that is really going to matter as much as doubling the RAM like that. But really, the pricing on things is just so out of whack when you really look at it, because again, look at it right here. You got two listings for the M7. One of them, 32 gigabytes of RAM, 512 gigabyte SSD, $390. The the other one. Same exact configuration, but instead of a 512 gigabyte SSD, it's a 2 terabyte SSD, 436. Why would you ever go with this? Why have 400 people bought this and only about 100 people have bought this? Like, I don't get it. I think a 2 terabyte SSD is probably one of the most worthwhile upgrades that you could do to a system, more than anything else. And it's not like these things are really all that upgradable. So it's like, this is about the only thing that you can do. So why not just spend the extra money? I just don't get it. Now, this right here is a pretty interesting option as well, because what this has a Ryzen 7 6800U and 24 gigabytes of LPDDR5 memory. So what this means is that the memory is soldered on, but it is technically faster than what is normally standard for SODIMM memory. And because it's 24 gigabytes, it's still going to be better than 16, because really the thing is that 16 gigabytes will be a limiting factor, but once you get to 24, that just stops being the case. It's just that 16 is pretty much at the edge of the limit, and I feel like if you're going to spend money on a system right now, you want to try to extend the life of it as much as possible, because you don't know what the future is going to look like. So we got to try to ride out the hardware that we're on or we're getting now as much as possible, and I think that upgrade to 24 gigabytes of RAM versus a 16 gigabyte system is going to be worthwhile. Now, that is not the case for all price categories. For example, taking a look at the systems that are under $200, none of these should really have more than 16 gigabytes of RAM. You're very rarely going to see any system like this that has 32 gigabytes of RAM, but some of them do have that, though they're usually at the above $200 price point. But in general, those are not worth getting. Do not spend your money to get one of these types of systems, something with a N95 or N100 to 32 gigabytes of RAM. Now, for example, I bumped up now the price to 255, and you can see here that we have, the Gatorly system with a Ryzen 5 3550H with 32 gigabytes of DDR4 RAM. This is stupid. At $250, you don't need this. 32 gigabytes of RAM will do nothing with the APU that's in here. Now, systems with something like the Ryzen 5 7430U, you don't really need 32 gigabytes with these either. The fact that it's an older architecture for the iGPU, it being based off of Vega, means that it's not really going to be all that powerful. So you won't really run into a scenario where you'll be running with settings that could potentially overwhelm 16 gigabytes of RAM. I would pretty much just save my money there and just get 16 gigabytes. If it's dual channel, fantastic. If it's single channel, that sucks, but I would ride that out. The 32 gigabyte upgrade just is not going to be worth it. But definitely, if you're trying to look at the price categories above this, when you're trying to get past the just average day-to-day computer, that's when 32 gigabytes of RAM really starts to come in handy, and I really suggest that you go down that route. Doesn't have to be 32 gigabytes. You could obviously go 24 gigabytes, but 24 gigabytes is a lot more rare, though I do think that it is kind of underrated. A lot of people really sleep on the fact that it is a very well-balanced setup, and I think part of the problem is the fact that 24 gigabytes just never really hit a price point that made it all that more compelling to go with, as opposed to just 32 gigabytes. But I'm going to link down below some of the systems that I recommend that have some higher capacity, and let me know what you guys are planning on doing. Do you have a system that is single channel or that has dual channel 16 gigabyte, but you were thinking about upgrading? What's the move now for you? Because normally Black Friday is such a great time to start upgrading your system, even if you don't plan on going with a new graphics card. Very easy to pick up a new SSD or a couple of new SSDs to throw in there. Maybe you're tired of your headset, so you want to get something new. It's just a great time for those kinds of upgrades, and RAM was always one of those where it's like, okay, well, if you're on 16 gigabytes of RAM, just get 32, and then you'll literally never have to worry about it for the rest of the lifespan of the computer. But now, it's hard to make that recommendation. It's to the point where the best way to get RAM is to buy a pre-built. We're not that far away from it becoming cheaper and more cost-effective for the companies to just gut these things and take out the RAM and kind of just sell it on the used market, with the value of these things going up. But man, we are going into a rough time for the computer industry. Let's hope that there's a light at the end of this tunnel, guys. But I'll see you guys in the next one.